So back to franchise. And last episode we went simmed up to the playoffs, and obviously we didn't win the playoffs because we didn't even make the playoffs at all. Because we went and we were about one game from making the playoffs, but of course those damn Bengals had to go and win that last game against us and win the AFC North and move on to the playoffs. But at least the Bengals didn't go and win the Super Bowl, as the Denver Broncos won against the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. We'll go to check out, I guess, the news and see what happened there, because now it is a re-signing stage plus all the retirements and stuff. It looked like Drew Brees retired as a member of the Jets after his first season with the Jets too. So obviously Drew Brees, Hall of Famer, obviously, because he's one of the best players of all time, one of the best quarterbacks, probably top 5 when it comes to quarterbacks. Moving on to the next thing, which is, I guess, there's a few other players too, like Clay Matthews retired on here. Who else retired? We got Tomba retired. Marquise Lee was cut on there. Delvin Breaux was cut. Josh Gordon was released from the Saints. Oh no, that sucks. So they trade Josh Gordon to the Saints for a 2nd round pick and a 5th, and they just go straight up release him too, which is pretty bad, I guess. Anyone else in here? Kendall Wright was released. Okay, should probably maybe pick up Kendall Wright. It'd be pretty cool. Even though we do have tons of wide receivers. Anyone else in here? Gushing was cut. But who else is cut on here? Looks like Luke Epstein takes home All-Star Game MVP after his 19 tackle performance. So I guess he might be a linebacker with that many tackles. So it looks like Epstein looks pretty good. TJ Wiggins looks pretty sick. Oh wait, no, he had a setback. Never mind. Anyone else? Skip Bayless. What did Skip say about the Super Bowl though? Because I know Skip is a Cowboys fan. Is there anything with the Super Bowl at all? Wait, Skip Bayless, what a win by the Broncos Sunday. I'm still fired up. And this man says he's a Dallas Cowboys fan, yet he's still fired up by a Broncos win over the Cowboys. I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all. Skip, you're delusional like usual. But now let's move on to the next thing, which is, I guess, transactions to see who retired and so on. We don't know Drew Brees retired. We know Clay Matthews did. But a complete list right here. We do have John Sullivan, Mike Nugent, Andy Lee, former Brown on there. We traded him. Greg Olson. Who else on here? Got Drew Brees, obviously. Nick Mangold, Elvis Dumerville, Dwayne Brown, William Gay, Sam Koch, Marshall Yanda, Donald Penn, Sebastian Vollmer. We traded last year. Clay Matthews, Nick Novak, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie retired too. Zane Beatles, Dustin Colquitt, John Cunn. We got Mike. We got Derek Johnson, Tom Bahali, Robbie Gold. Who else retired? I think it's about it though. So I guess that's how it is right now. Obviously, Kendall Wright was released by the Titans. Anyone else big release though? Delvin Breaux, he'd be pretty good to pick up on there if he's still good. Joe Thomas, the middle linebacker from the Ravens. Now you can probably go. Well, we can go and basically release and re-sign. So when you check out our team, though, our team got older and it got a little bit better, I guess, considering that we were, I guess, pretty decent last year. Obviously, the draft pick we made 2 years ago, Julius Crane, 83 overall. He's a Pro Bowler, obviously, this season. Joe Thomas is the Pro Bowler, obviously, as usual. As Joe Thomas, he went down. Same with Ndamukong Suh, was a Pro Bowler this season, too. He went down. But one man who went down, though, but pretty quickly, I guess, it was Junior Gillette. So Junior Gillette, he's 72 speed, 73 tackling. I mean, this man doesn't have any more, basically, to play football, at least on my team, because he's too slow on this team for a linebacker. So I guess Junior Gillette, look at this, though. This man got treated terribly here. Look how many things he went down. He went down 21 relegations. That's not good at all. Like, come on. Why did they do Junior Gillette so dirty right there? But 70% overall, not really that good. Not really cutting it out on my team so much. So I guess we could probably check out the team, see who we can cut basically before doing any re-signing and stuff. Because cutting players before re-signing might be a better idea. Because get an idea of what we have on the roster and so on. So we'll go to quarterback. Quarterback are fine there. Vickers as our prospect. And Nick Foles and so on. Running back, I think we're good there with the running back. Cedric Ferris and Vince Hanks are good at. Wide receivers are good with Odom. Tight end, we probably need to sign another tight end. Left tackle we're good at, obviously. Left guard we're good at. Center we're good at. Probably need to re-sign Alvin Bailey. Right guard we're good at. Right tackle we're decent at. Left end we're good. Right end we're decent. Maybe get rid of Dyer, actually. But first, let's go to the linebackers, obviously. We do have, at right outside linebacker, Junior Gillette. So if we cut the man, we get $1.35 million in salary against his penalty. So if we cut him in generally $6.2 million off the salary, plus add on $1.35 million onto the salary. So you get about I guess around maybe 4.9 million out of that. So maybe cutting Junior Glad would probably be a good idea, just based on he has no value at all when it comes to trades. Unless you can go and just straight up trade him, which would be even better. He'd lose 6.2 million plus, could probably possibly even gain a draft pick. But right now, we get nothing on here, so maybe you could probably go. Hold up, probably re-sign some players first might be the better idea. Because Glad he has a little bit of value to him still, but Green Beckham on here. Green Beckham, we probably should re-sign him anyway, because right now 5 years, 740k. What the heck, 5 years, 35 million. So we gotta make something happen here though, obviously. Okay. So we obviously need to go and cut some players right now. So Junior Glad, even though he does a little bit of value to him, might as well just cut him, because gaining 4.9 million will be a lot better than just straight up trading him, because plus trading him would be kind of unrealistic too, because nobody really wants him on there. But I'll go to Junior Glad, and sadly we gotta go and cut the man. He's played well for the years we had him on the team, but other than that, he's just got too old to play football. So we got that done. Now, what do we have on here? I got Sam Mako. We could probably have to go put Jordan Grayson at right outside linebacker now, because at this point, like, we'll leave Courtney Upshaw on there, obviously, because Courtney Upshaw's pretty good still. He's a Pro Bowler. We know he was a Pro Bowler 2 seasons ago. But now, what should we do on here? We should probably go check out cornerbacks. So cornerbacks, what do we have on here? We do have Quan Williams in here, but I want to keep Quan. Eli Apple will keep, obviously. Joe Hayden will keep on there too, though, even though he's making 14 million. Free safety, we're good there. Where do we need to go and cut now? One man should actually cut down right now is Hunter Alley. So Hunter Alley, even though he's not that bad of a prospect, we did end up drafting him. We have to go and cut him just based on there's no room for him on this team. So Hunter Alley, he's gone now. Who else is gone here? Who could we cut on here now? Not Cody Kessler, not Vickers. Running back wise, who do you have on here? So maybe cut Callaway, might be the better idea. Even though Callaway's pretty good. Actually we'll keep him at, wait. Kimmy Callaway. We'll hold on to him, actually. We'll hold on to him. He's got a little bit of prospect and a little bit of raw value to him. Fullback wise, Vince Hanks, maybe get rid of Vince Hanks. I mean, the man, I don't know if he's really that good anymore. Cedric Ferris, what does he have? He's a little bit better than him. One of the players here we could probably cut on here is probably Donald Butler too. 3.3 million for a guy who's not doing anything on this team. Might as well just cut Donald Butler on this team. So we'll cut him on there and save 3.3 million on the cap. So there you go. So we got about 3.3 million added off there. Now let's go do some re-signing on here. So we got to re-sign obviously Dorial Green Beckham first of all. Let's Green Beckham on here. How much does he want for money? He wants 4.8 million per year at tight end. Maybe go and re-sign him to that. Maybe even trade him at this point, because Green Beckham, even though he's pretty valuable at this point, you can probably go and add even more value to him by trading him for even better players. So 5 years, 4.8 million might be pretty good an offer to go and re-sign Green Beckham. And we did. Okay, so we got Green Beckham back for the season, or next 5 seasons. Campbell now. Okay, so Campbell wants 1.8 million. Danny Shelton, Alvin Bailey, Ferris. We got Odom on here too. Ooh, Odom wants 1.3 mil. So Odom, maybe bring him back. Actually, might be a good idea too. First things first. Wait, got Raiola on here too. So Raiola won 3 million in 3.3 years, 1.38 million or 1.3 million is not that good of an offer. I'll offer maybe like this much. Maybe about this much should be good. Because Gordon Raiola is a little bit of raw talent to him. Might as well just go and re-sign him. There we go. Now next one up on here. Got Holman, Ferris, Bailey. We'll check out Bailey though. So re-sign him to that. Oh no, damn it, we don't have enough salary to him. Okay, so after we went and released a few players on this team, let's go who we have to go and re-sign left on this squad. So right now we have Campbell, we do have Danny Shelton, plus if Alvin Bailey and Cedric Ferris, Holman, Odom on there too. So you get actually quite a bit of people to go and re-sign. So Odom, check out him on here. So he wants, I guess, 1.78 million. That's a lot of money for a guy who barely plays. Let's check out. I really don't want to give him that much money, just based on, well, not really that little money, because if he declines this, he's out of here, like, he's gone. So, I don't know, I gotta make up some money somehow. So, on this team, I get to go who is on here, because I could always go and re-sign him after in the free agency, because it's not like Odom's gonna be a highly coveted free agent, like top free agent kind of quality talent. Even though he's pretty good, he's not the best out there. So we'll check on here and see what else we have on here for salary wise, at least like player net savings. Yeah, so you have, if you release Joe Hayden, 14 million, not gonna do that obviously. Ndamukong, not gonna release him. Courtney Upshaw, not gonna release him. Will Hill, not gonna release him either. Kenny Stills, it's kind of tempting, but now we don't need to really at all. Marcus Williams, this is the one guy I could actually release. Marcus Williams, he's making, what is it, 3 million? 3.61 million? That's a lot of money for a guy who barely plays, because I doubt this guy even played at all, barely. Like, there's guys that are better than him that's like coming out of the draft. So Marcus Williams, you could probably go and drop him. We get like about 2 million out of that if we get rid of him. So let's cut Marcus Williams off here. And there you go. So you got a little bit more money out of that one now. I think you have about 2 million, 2.5 million out of that. So let's go back onto here and see who we could re-sign at that 2 million. So you have Campbell on here. Campbell, I actually want to bring him back because he's pretty good. So Campbell, what do you see he wants? He wants 1.8 million for... That's actually not that bad of a salary, to be honest. Even though he's not playing top minutes, he's a pretty good player, though. You gotta admit that. 78 overall, 88 speed, 75, 75. He's a pretty decent player overall. His man coverage, though, needs a little bit more work, though. 63. I don't know about that one so much. We'll leave that right there. Danny Shelton, he's pretty good, though. Ew, 2.9 million, though. So you can re-sign Danny Shelton, who's not that bad. Or... we have a lot of defensive tackles. That's one thing. We have a lot of defensive tackles. Got Alvin Bailey in here. How much does he want? Wait, franchise tag. No, I'm not going to franchise tag him. So it looks like Alvin Bailey, not going to basically re-sign him. We really don't need him at all. Cedric Ferris, don't need to re-sign him. Holman, we don't really need to re-sign him at all either. He's making too much money if we do re-sign him. And Odom, what does he want for money? I would give him like 3 years most likely, because this man, I don't want to give him like too much money for like 1 year, then next year just go and do the same thing next year. So maybe pay him, I guess, around 1.3 million should be good, because this guy, he's not worth that much. I mean, we'll give him like a little bit money. Or should we just wait though? Because Odom, he could be after the free agency bowl. So there's some of these guys really on here. Like, these guys could probably go to free agency though. We don't need Danny Shelton. We don't need Campbell. We really don't need Bailey because we have Cody Warfield. We don't need Cedric Ferris because we do have Vince Hanks. We get Holman and Odom. Odom, I'll do what I kind of did with Nick Foles last year. I'll kind of underpay him, and we'll be the only offer we'll get from him, basically. And then he'll be forced to take our offer, which is very low, and we'll have him out for a few years. So we'll do that. Let all those dudes go to the free agency, then we'll go and see what next week holds for us in the NFL. So, obviously, biggest thing we did this offseason so far is release Junior Gillette, just based on that. We didn't need him. He was going down there in age. Or he's getting up there in age, obviously. His overall is going down. So, now let's move on to the free agency, see who's on here. So, we barely have any money at all right now at this point, because we have a lot of players. But the top rated looks to be David Johnson, though. So, David Johnson, obviously, he's a beast. I really don't want to get him just based on we already have Duke Johnson. But we have Averill on here. We got Jones, Walker, Tyler Lockett, Thompson, Darby, Smith. We really didn't have that good of a free agency, to be honest. I got Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory would be pretty good to get. But we really don't need him, though. That's the thing. We got Carlos Williams Sr. Okay. So right now, this is where it gets kind of tricky right here. So, one thing that I kind of want to do is look at this man. Look at this man's stats. 90 speed, 89 acceleration, 89 carrying, 86 ball carrying, and 86 trucking on a guy at 90 speed. Like, that is nothing you can't really find out of a player in the free agency really at all. So, Carlos Williams Sr., I'm kind of maybe thinking of maybe signing him and possibly getting rid of Isaiah Crowell. Just based on Crowell, he's not the greatest kind of guy. I like my speedy running backs, whereas Crowell, 86 overall speed. His acceleration, I don't know if it's really that good either. So, Crowell, we'll take a look at him, see if he's like comparable to even what we have there in Carlos Williams Sr. But right now, he's got decent stats. Like, Crowell's got some decent stats on him. But the thing is with Crowell is that I just really don't want him on my team, though. Just based on that, we can get a better guy in Carlos Williams Sr. Maybe even for a lesser price tag. How much is Crowell making on his salary? We'll go to contract. So Crowell, what is he making so far for his salary? Go to contract. So 2 years, 11.1 million. So he'll be making around 4 million we'll get a better guy overall in Carlos Williams Sr. than you do in Crowell. So this is an easy kind of decision. So one thing I have to do though is first obviously offer that money to him. So we can make sure that we get Carlos Williams Sr. first. Then once we get Carlos Williams, we go and just immediately trade Isaiah Crowell, which I'll probably do. Actually, you can probably even do it before it. But Carlos Williams will go in there, and we'll offer him, I guess, 3.3 million. We'll offer him a little bit more, 3.5 and 2 million, or 1.9 actually. Ugh, that's pretty close though. That's actually a lot of money though if you offer him that. We'll offer him out with this. Yeah, that should be around pretty good. So you need some backups for strong safety. So you have Josh Evans on your 85 speed, 76 zone coverage, and 72 man coverage. So 1.4 million for a backup's not that bad, I guess, considering how much Campbell wanted. So, but 2 million, I mean 2 years, 1.4 million. We'll probably bring him down to like 1.2 million. Seems not too bad there. Hopefully he accepts though. So I'll offer Josh Evans that money. It got like 73 total points. It's not too bad there. So at least we're up there when it comes to interest for Josh Evans. But next up we'll find, let's see, kickers on your. So you have Steven Gostowski. Not too bad there, I guess. Got Mason Crosby, Dustin Hopkins. So tons of kickers obviously in the free agency right now. But some of these guys, I want to see if they have any good accuracy and kick power. Chris Boswell's pretty good. I got Myers on here, Jason Myers, Santos. Some of these guys are pretty good, I guess. But the thing is, with what I want to do here is I kind of want to go and develop my own kicker on this game. Just, I don't know, just kind of cool out, develop your own kickers. So on your, so top free agents, obviously you have David Johnson on your, Avril Jones, Delaney Walker, Taylor Lockett, Thompson, Darby, Smith, and so on. So kind of a weak free agent class, I guess. But one thing we could probably maybe consider doing is shaking up the running back core. Because you have Duke Johnson on. There's 81 overall or 82 overall. I don't know which one he is right now. But we could actually might be able to go and see what we could do with Crowell. So Crowell, I like him as a backup. The thing with Crowell is that he's making like, what is it, 4 million for a backups kind of duty. I really don't know if I should really get that on our system. So Crowell, we could probably do with maybe without him. I really don't know. We could probably actually trade him too. So you have to go and try to get Odom back on this team. So let's go and offer him 2 years, 1.4 million per salary. Not too bad, I guess, there. And off from that contract. That's about 85 total points. So it looks like we're ahead of the next place team, which is the Eagles. So it looks like there's actually some offers even for Odom on there. So he's kind of coveted, I guess. But now I can probably go on and see who else is on here for backups. So we need some backups, obviously, on this team. Let's go and find some backups on here. So we have on here, we got some of these guys are making tons of money, though. Holy crap. That's a lot, way too low speed. Let's check any of these guys out. So you do have Caleb Johnson. He's not too bad, I guess. He's actually pretty good. Problem is we don't have any money at all in our salary. That's the thing. So our salary situation is just a big mess, I guess. I'll probably need a lot of backup rookies, probably from the draft, in order to go and make up our backups. Because right now we have barely anybody who could probably go but a backup, unless we get rid of some of these running backs. We have way too many running backs at this point. Like Kevin could probably go to practice roster. Mike Allen could probably go to practice roster, even though he is a pretty good returner. We could probably put him at practice roster if we need to. And Crowell, I think we're good with Crowell right now, unless we probably go and trade him, which I doubt we probably could even find a suitable trade partner for him. But tight ends now, I think we should be good unless you go and draft. When you'll probably go and draft a tight end this year. For backups, though, you do have a few backups on this team. Like at right guard, you have a few backups right there: Logan Shelton and Brzezinski. And then we do have a few guys you could probably play backups, I guess. Probably adding maybe a left guard would be pretty nice to go into the system, or even a right tackle wouldn't be that bad either. So on here, what do we have on here for? Maybe we probably need a backup defensive tackle too. That's one thing you probably need. So we could probably go and convert one of these guys like Darren Crease to maybe defensive tackle, see what happens there. So Darren Crease, I might as well just add him, see if he goes, like maybe he even jumps up in overall if we put him at defensive tackle for our team. Because I think we drafted Crease last year, so he looks like at defensive tackle for right now. Overall is he, and he is 76, so he jumped up a bit. So Darren Crease, leave him at defensive tackle. I think we're good there for our backups on there. Left end, we're good there. Right end, we're good there. Linebacking, we could probably need a backup. We really don't need one, I guess. Because we do have R2, we do have Aiko, and we do have Schobert. We'll probably have to go into the draft and grab another linebacker. Could be good. Cornerbacks, maybe we could draft him the cornerback this season too. Who else do you have for guys you could draft? Maybe get another wide receiver this year if you don't get Odom back, which you probably will anyway. And offensive line, you could probably have maybe a veteran offensive lineman in here, might be pretty good. So now step one is to go and find an offensive lineman, see if we can get one on here. Hopefully we can. But I doubt we can though, just based on the market right now. Because it is right now, everyone's overpaying for everything. So offensive lineman you could probably actually pick up on here could be Klein. Klein looks like he's pretty good for an offensive lineman right now. So if you offer Klein like, I don't know, 2 years, like a very low salary basically. Like offer him like this much. Let's see if he'll accept this though. That's 36 total points we did. Nick Foles ended up taking our offer too on there a few years ago, or at least last year. So you never know if they accept it. If they do, that's great. If they don't, it doesn't really matter too much to me. So on here, what do you have left to go and find for guys on here? I don't think we really need anybody else on here, because you don't have any money at all. That's obviously you can't do anything if you don't have any money. You need to pick up a backup linebacker, but really don't need to at all at this point. Probably draft one in the draft could be a better idea. So now hopefully Odom actually accepts that offer because he's a pretty good wide receiver. I want him back on the team. Let's go sim 1 week and see how the NFL looks after the first week of free agency. Okay, so if you accepted offers from players, you have Odom and you have Evans. So you finally have a backup strong safety. Plus you got Odom back, so I love having that. And looks like David Johnson went and signed the Jaguars. So the Jaguars got a great player there in David Johnson, because he's one of the best players in the NFL today and on the game. But now I can check out what the combine numbers are for the season. So let's see what these guys are doing. So it looks like I'll go to tight end, see how it is. Because tight end, we want to draft a tight end, like a franchise kind of guy. So Urbex seems pretty good, I guess. Cole McCain, I don't know. Who's the best guy in tight end? We do have Wesley in here. He scored pretty decent. He's pretty good, I guess, there. Any other dimes on here you can find, like Nortman, he seems pretty good, though. His vertical jump, broad jump, cone, and 20-second shuttle looks really good. Second overall in tight ends. Except his bench press isn't that great. I want a strong tight end, basically. Like the strongest tight end in the draft kind of thing. So some of these guys, who's the strongest guy? I have really no idea. Gallery, he's not up there. This dude, not even this dude. Okay, so we'll go to Thurmond. Not there either. Wesley, he's 7th. He's up there, kind of. There. So it looks like this dude, Cortez Hodge. He's undrafted talent, though. So we'll go to wide receiver and see who's the best wide receiver available here. So DJ Cargill seems pretty good there. 21 years old. Finney, he seems alright there for his score. We'll go to maybe corners. That'd be the best. So the best cornerback seems to be McKee on here. He seems alright, but we'll find the guys in here that might be superstar potential in this draft, because I think there might be a few superstars in here in the early rounds. So who on here could be a superstar? Maybe it could be, actually you could see Javonte Divins being a superstar. He's 22 years old, it's kind of oldish. This dude is going to be a superstar, guaranteed. Casey Molden, superstar potential, I know that. So if we're up there and Molden's in the draft, might as well select him because we need some backups. Plus, I mean, you could always have tons of linebackers too. They're almost interchangeable. But Jamon Whitehead, he seems pretty good too for a wide receiver. 5'9", 21 years old. He seems pretty good. Anyone else on here? You got Omama. I don't know how to say that at all. Julius Lowry. Anyone else? Cargill. So Cargill seems not that bad. Actually, I want to get DJ Cargill if he's on there. That'd be crazy to get him and be like superstar potential, which I doubt he would be. But I mean, if he is, that's awesome. But even Ben Carmelo though, he could be something special though. Just based on his overalls, I don't know. Just something about him seems pretty good. Alexis, Andre Pryor. Okay, so now let's do some more scouting though on here. Like, let's look at the rest of this dude. Even though he's undrafted talent. So one thing I did do though this year is probably get a few more picks in this draft. So it looks like Ben seems pretty good. I'll get the rest of the defensive tackles here. Left ends, why not? We need more left ends. Lacey seems alright. We don't really need Zach Sylvester. I think we're good there. Cole McCain seems alright there too. Flanagan. Flanagan looks pretty good though. I like how to see to Flanagan for 3rd round talent. Let's see this dude though. He seems pretty good. Anyone else that's uncovered? Ooh, this guy doesn't look good. Even though he had a good combine. Kind of like it's like fooling you basically. This dude really have no idea. So you get the rest of the scouting done on there. Now you signed a few players on there like Odom back. We got Evans as a backup strong safety. So for backups in the secondary, I think we're good now. We do have Evans. We have Akila Williams and Will Hill. Whereas we have McDougald and we do have Tyrone Looker. So Looker, he seems like he's actually developing though. I'm liking that. Anyone else in your Darren Crease, we switched him to defensive tackle and he's a 76 instead of 71. To be honest, I think we're actually good though. I think we could actually go into the draft or even into the last half of free agency without signing anybody. So we'll go and see who's available though, see if anyone else signed. At the end of this, we'll just go and see who signed with each team, like the top free agents and all that kind of stuff. So Delaney Walker's still there. We have Carlos Williams Sr. Got some offers from the Raiders and the Packers. Anyone else? You have Funchess. You get some offers too. Devin Funchess would be pretty good to get on here, but really have no room for him at this point. Jarrell Freeman. Jarrell Freeman would be good to get on here too. Jarrell Freeman. I would get him, but the thing is you have no money at all. That's the only thing. 2 years, 5.9. 2 years, 2.1. You would not accept that at all. Anyone else in here? Ripkowski is a backup, fullback. We don't need a fullback, obviously. Some offenses don't even have a fullback at all, so I don't know. Anyone else in here for wide receivers? Any good wideouts in here, like backups? I know for sure that Josh Gordon went to the free agency. I don't know what overall he is, because I think he was released. BZ Perriman. Anyone else in here, though? Sammy Coates. He's a speed demon, I know that. 87 catch in traffic. 67 route running for a speed demon. I don't know. I'm not really liking that. He's got slow development, too. Ty Montgomery. He's alright. Lee. Marquise Lee. He seems actually pretty good. Marquise Lee. 3 years, 11 million. I got 3 years, 3.15 million. You want that? Yeah, we have no money anyway, so we can't sign anybody else. I'm basically done with my team. I'm content with my team right now at this point. So we'll go into the next week and see how the NFL looks like there in the free agency. So it is time to go and do some more scouting on here. Obviously, we want to go and probably I get check what I want for this draft basically. So in this draft, it looks like we do not need offensive line talent. I think we're actually good there. It says we need a right guard, but we really don't need a right guard. We do have Antoine Grace, who's going to develop in time for the regular season, week 1. But on defense, it says we do need a left outside linebacker. So left outside linebacker could be a position we could probably target in the draft for backups. Other than that, though, my team looks actually pretty good, though. Like, look at all those Bs. That's not too bad. That's decent. Like, we're not a great team, but we're not a bad team. You know what I mean? But let's see, go for linebackers, see who's available. If there's any great linebackers down the line, why not pick them? But Cedric Spain, 7th round talent. Zeman, undrafted talent. This dude, he's not that good. Let's look at some combine numbers. Hopefully some of these combine guys are good. I guess I probably have to look in depth at them at this point. Newton. Oh, this guy could be good. Robert Newton. Come on, Robbie. You better be there when I have you enter the 4th round for a pick. So that'd be lit if I can get Robert Newton, though. If I can get him, it'd basically make my draft, basically. Cornerbacks, what do you have on here? Any good corners at all? Like, literally any? How about this guy? He's pretty bad. This dude, I don't... Wait. He could be something special, though. Even though he is undrafted talent, he could be a pretty good undrafted player. Anyone else on here, though? This dude, no, we don't want him. I don't know what to do at this point. Halfbacks, running backs. Anyone here? We do have Vickers down the line. Anyone else? Can we find a Roland Marmorosa type player? Like a guy who falls back in the draft but turns out to be great? Like a Tom Brady kind of guy? Anybody? Nah, we can't find anybody. I'm mainly looking for a tight end in this draft, though. Tight end, the first position I'd probably target. If there is, like, a Cole McCain on the table, I could pick him up, but the thing is with Cole McCann, it just spells draft bust all over him though. Like if they had a Sharpie, they just write draft bust all over his face, because I don't think he'll be shown to be anything on this point, just based on what he looks like right now. But at this point though, this guy looks pretty good. Lavery Wesley, he seems decent. 6'6", he's pretty tall. McCain, Thurmond, Gallery seems alright. Yeah, all these guys seem alright, but they're not the greatest though. I'll just finish off all these tight ends, guys. Right there, so we got all the tight ends scouted on this draft. Right tackle wise, we'll get some of these guys scouted. Like Gourlay seems alright though. So we get a few guys on there scouted right there. Hopefully we find a good tight end in this draft. We'll go and just sim this thing and see what the free agency, who signed the free agency basically next year, really after this last week, because we'll go into the NFL draft next week and we'll do the draft and hopefully do well. But wait, we actually signed a backup center? Really? How do we even get him though? I didn't even give him a good offer. Ooh man, we got a pretty good backup center. He's got quick development too. That's pretty cool. We got Josh Klein on the team now, even though I offered him a complete joke of an offer. How did he even sign? Okay, so he must have took like a lowball offer then. It's pretty messed up actually. That's actually really messed up, bad. We'll go. Can we even check out a? Where's the? Wait, hold up. I guess we probably sim to the draft, then I'll go and show a recap. We'll go and do the last scouting thing, and we'll go to the draft, and I'll do the draft next episode as a completely different episode, so we can get that as usual. But for the rest of this, I have no idea what to do for the rest of this scouting at this point, to be honest. Like, I scouted everybody here, literally everybody for wide receivers. Nobody looks good except for Blackshear looks pretty good though. Let's see this dude though. Derek Pyle. Right now he looks like a pile of crap, at least his talent wise, but tight end, good old tight ends. Left tackle, you don't need a left tackle unless you can find a good left tackle, put him at right tackle. Some of these guys, yeah, these guys don't have much talent. Left guard, there's a lot of offensive linemen in the draft. Right guard, a few guys there. Right tackle. Let's see this dude though. Goings, Gourlay. He's not that bad. Left end, might as well scout a few left ends on here. So you have Lacey in here. Lacey looks pretty good. Wait, what does he look like in the draft? Yeah, his combine numbers look pretty good too. Ivy. Black. Let's see this dude. There we go. I think we're almost good for the draft though. I think we're good. Let's get this guy. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so you got all the scouting points spent on here. We'll go sim to the next week and see what the NFL looks like, or at least what the draft recap looks like, and see where the rest of the free agents signed. I know David Johnson went and signed the Jaguars. They got a really good free agent there. But I don't know if anyone else really signed anybody big, because this free agent class this year is just a mess, though. It wasn't the greatest at all. So, a free agency cap, we'll see this at the free agency recap. So, it looks like Valda here. Wait, he didn't even sign yet, did he? Yeah, he's available. So league signing, let's see this. So David Johnson went and signed the Jaguars. Averill went and signed the Saints. Jones, the Jets. Delaney Walker went to the Texans. Lockett went to the Saints. Thompson went to the Dolphins. Darby with the Kansas City Chiefs. Smith went to the Chiefs too. Williams to the Jets. Mason to the Jets. Gregory to the Bears. Carlos Williams got taken by the Raiders. Demir Nelson went to the Eagles. Kearse went to the 49ers. Lions got Anderson. Sheriff got to the Jets. Dupree went to the Titans. Whitelock went to the Rams. You'll just see this. I'll just go through this quickly. I'm not doing all these though. Devin Fun just went to the Rams though. So overall, pretty boring free agency though, I'd say. So there's really no talent on here. Plus, if you have no money at all, it's never fun at all. Like, it's boring. Just go to the free agency. It's like going to the store and, like, watching, like, seeing all this great food or something, but you have no money to buy the food. So, I mean, it's just basically torture at this point. So, not being able to get a David Johnson type player kind of sucks, but we do have Duke Johnson, who is speed. He's got speed. He's really good. So, we're good there. But anyway, I guess this is all for here. This was a pretty low-key free agency. We really didn't really sign too many people. We somewhat lowballed Josh Klein and got him on there. We went and I believe we signed Josh Evans there as our backup strong safety, and I believe we went and signed. Did we sign a backup linebacker? I really don't even know if we did. And I think we signed somebody else though. I can't really remember. Oh, we signed Odom too. you signed Samuel Odom on to the offense. So anyway, get some stuff off right here. Make sure to like, subscribe for more Browns Franchise Mode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.